This was a contact. It's funny, that day that I tried to explain to her the most complex shit that I still had no fucking idea what the fuck was going on. And her getting seemingly pissed off at me with the two detectives outside the fucking door that fucking were like, oh yeah, well, we'll be seeing you. And fucking the penguin, the penguins, you know. Meanwhile, fucking, hey, guess what? That led to 9/11, you fucking cocksuckers. All your boys are dead, bitches. What's it, then? Oh, you're gonna be mad at me? You're gonna be mad at me for trying to fucking stop your boys from dying because your boys were fucking not your boys? Fuck yous. Fuck yous. Because a little kid was being fucking set up. Unbelievable. Fuck yous. With like porcupines and fucking grenades and shit. You fucking cunts. Wow. Alright, so we're not gonna go down that fucking anger fucking path. I'm gonna pause for a second here. Wow. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, Miss Lucy, she died on the same day that the Valentine's Day massacre took place down in Florida. Yeah. So don't worry about her. Fucking forgot my damn phone. Wow. 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 Yeah, I'm still taking a minute. I'm trying to fucking refocus back on fucking. Oh yeah, because I'm not even okay. Because there's that, and then there's that, and then there's that, and probably fucking a whole bunch fucking. I'll be right back. Wow. So. Wow. 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 So, so, so I don't know if this was so. Then what's really interesting is I end up at Timmy Coleman's house, which is literally right around the corner from where my cousin Rainey, who looked yet again a whole lot like Ariana, got murdered. And thrown in a fucking hole, only to find out that the black people that murdered her, because she was not the same skin color, was related to her. Which brought in F-16s with fucking napalm. Wow. Wow. Which is really interesting because that's really close to the very last location of a girl who went missing right as I move out here. All of a sudden, this girl goes missing, and that is the fucking location, not only where she was living around, but on the other side of the park, but also where the body was found. Interesting. Real fucking interesting. Which was being attached to the Gilgo shit that was going down. Wow. Where the fuck was I? Wow. 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 So that brings me to Granny Road and living at Timmy Coleman's house. Which is interesting, right? Because that's where I bump into Matt. And Matt recognizes who I am, but I don't know why. I'm thinking maybe he's heard things, but I don't remember this guy very much. And, you know, it's just interesting. Me and Matt got along. But it was interesting, too, that Matt starts telling me, he's like, Anthony, why don't you sleep? He's like, I have sleep apnea. I have problems sleeping. Why don't you sleep? When's the last time you've been asleep? And that was right after, that started right after Frank and his, you know, Daryl moved in. And their room was right across from mine. And shit starts going missing from my room. Shit starts going missing from Matt's room. Knives. Other things. Starts going missing from Matt's room. Matt gets fucking pissed off. He moves to another fucking house. I don't want to be at fucking Timmy's house no more. I start going to the fucking Matt's house to go fucking, to even get sleep. I'm being drugged out of my mind. I don't know, being poisoned out of my fucking mind. Walking to Matt's house is like a fucking hour and a half walk for me. I could barely fucking make this walk, and yet I'd fucking be able to walk there and back, and that was it. And then I couldn't go back there so every once in a while I'd spend a day or two. But it's funny, Matt moves out of that house to get the fuck away from Daryl. And the other fucking interesting little thing, it's like, wow, that's really fucking interesting too, because all of a sudden, I'm hanging out with Daryl. And Daryl had this friend. We go out with these fucking two girls that night. One of the girls I recognize as the girl that I was hanging out with about 2 years ago. I start saying, hey, yo, you remember me? She's like, oh my God. She's like, blah, blah, blah. And the interesting part is I thought this girl hated me. That this girl didn't want nothing to do with me. You know what's really funny is that same fucking night when fucking we went out to go play pool, that girl turned around and told him, she's like, I'll be on his team. And by the way, when they were dropping me off, the girl turns around and her name was Nicole too. And when they were dropping me off, Nicole turned around to the fucking chump that was sitting next to her when he goes, yo, I can still stay at your house tonight, right? And she was like, no. But she's like, he can. Wow, man. Like I needed any more little cunts to fucking be pissed off at fucking me because I'm the fucking man, right? Yeah, fucking... Ugh. I was like, nah, I'm like, you know, we'll hang out again because I had better intentions for that situation. But, you know, jealous little pricks, you know. Wow, man. So, yeah, I never got that girl's number again, never seen that girl. But the fucking interesting part is that I had pictures of that girl, which was left in a camera in my fucking vehicle before this whole fucking situation began. I'm skipping around, obviously. Because of a night that fucking... the people that I had met prior to Daryl around fucking this girl, Nicole. I liked Nicole. There was this gay black kid, and there was like one or two white boys. There was some white girl. We all met near this fucking bar. Well, I met them around the bar. I was introduced to this girl, Nicole. Not the same Nicole as I talked about so many other fucking times. Or Nicole Perez. Even though she kind of fucking resembled a little bit. Not so much. It's really funny because her brother didn't like me fucking for some reason. This girl's brother did not like me. And then all of a sudden this girl's brother changed his fucking attitude, and that's when everybody else's attitude fucking changed. Real fucking interesting, man. Real fucking interesting, man. And that was the first time. The camera that was left in my truck, little did I realize these motherfuckers robbed this motherfucker's house. And we're sitting in this parking lot. They're like, oh yeah, this is my laptop, blah, blah, blah. And there's this fucking fat, heavy-set black dude. Which I'm wondering because he kind of fucking resembled the fucking black guy that fucking I seen a few times drop off fucking Lisa Allen at my fucking door. You know, where she was drugged out of her mind, crawling through my door like a fucking dog. Wow. But I can't be fucking certain if it was the same fucking dude. All I know is that fucking, on the way to get this guy was like, oh yeah, I'll buy this. It's like, on the way that we were fucking going, and I was not there for the robbery. I was not there. I believe them totally. Wasn't like it was a fucking, you know, it's like it's something a bum might fucking have. Kind of like fucking what I got right now. Wow. He was trying to fucking set us up too. It's always the fucking... Wow, man. Wow, man. That's why I'm thinking it's the same motherfucker. Because it kind of looked like the same motherfucker. Even though fucking because I can't be certain. So I'm just gonna say it's just interesting that they were both fat, they were both black, and they both fucking seemingly fucking possibly fucking resembled the fucking cuntiness. The one fucking dropping Lisa off on the door all the time, drugged out of her fucking mind, crawling through my door like a dog, and the motherfucker who we were going down towards fucking Quorum all those years ago, where fucking it was like, nah, dude, we're being set up. I'm like, did you guys steal this thing? Get the fuck out of my truck. But when they got out of my truck, they left the fucking camera of the fucking party where the fucking place was stolen. So I find it real fucking interesting that all of a sudden, 2 years or so later, I'm bumping back into this girl and she's telling the fucking guys that she's with at this time, re-meeting me. Basically that they can go fuck themselves and that I am welcome at her house right now. And I'm like, I'm just not in the... Because personally, I didn't trust myself, honestly, because I didn't know if for some reason along the fucking way, since they weren't giving me fucking HIV tests or fucking any other fucking blood work tests at the time that I was requesting them, I didn't fucking trust myself because I wanted to fucking jump that bitch's bones and fucking put her into fucking retard mode. Because I'm the best type of guy. Which is just so fucking interesting because 20-something fucking years later, I go in for blood work. And fucking going in for blood work right before my tooth gets fucking pulled or worked on, they throw me in a fucking mental hospital where that's the whole fucking situation where I'm like, fucking Ari's concert's about to be blown up and fucking this and that, and then they throw me in a fucking mental hospital. They don't do the fucking blood work the way that they should have fucking just done the blood work and let me out the fucking hospital. Fuck you, Stony Brook. And fuck you, you curly-haired, black fucking curly-haired cunt who brought the fucking little nurse into the fucking, just to have a fucking quick laugh. All because I said I didn't have no fucking family contacts or anything if something went wrong during the blood work? Are you kidding me? Wow. 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 So, what's interesting is that at that point, I have a job working with Frank as a dishwasher at a place called Wellington's. I know that fucking Anthony Miller and Walster brought me to Wellington's when I was younger. Well, actually, Anthony Miller was there. Was he there? Yeah. Freckle fat. I mean, how many fucking freckle fat fucking bastards could there be named Anthony Miller? You know? So, he was there around that area right at the same time Walster's bringing me there. Right? But all these years later go by, and now I'm working there with Frank. And Frank, I'm cleaning some dishes. But when this shit went down with Daryl and the girl telling them, like, no, and she was being somewhat fucking, polite still, and I was like, yeah, let's all hang out again. Let's all hang out again. Now that I realize how fucking cunty some fucking guys really are, and I mean cunty, seriously, I don't know how the fuck they achieved having a penis. Okay? Wow. Wow. Wow, man. The point being is, Frank is like, oh, I gotta bring my son Daryl into this. You know what I'm saying? So we have to let you go. And it's like, oh, okay. It was great to have a little bit of extra money in my pocket, but that's nothing compared to the money that fucking I didn't even realize is in my fucking bank account. I didn't even remember the bank account. I didn't know why the fuck. I didn't even fucking halfway sometimes remember my name during this period of time. I remembered overall, it was little things. It was short-term fucking memory problems at that fucking point in time. Just like every other time, but it was, that's why it's like, well, why can't I remember all of this, but fucking not remember fucking things that I'm saying I couldn't remember this and that because it was short-term fucking effectiveness. Which was also long-term effectiveness because of how long it fucking went on for. They were trying to turn me into fucking, Muhammad Ali. Fuck yous, you cunts. Wow. Wow. So what's really interesting at this point, right, is that Matt moves the fuck out because Daryl is suspected of stealing his shit and Timmy Coleman and the rest of everybody is not doing a fucking thing about it. And I had that caseworker, Jean Hennessy, who, you know, she brings Alfredo Flores' grandma, a.k.a. Grandma, a.k.a. Tupac's deceased mom. Well, she wasn't be deceased at that point. Which went by another name. Same fucking woman that stood in my house a few different times, who handed me a plaque with Tupac songs, shaped in a very particular manner. With a 2-way microphone, of course. Which was handed out to many fucking kids, from what I understood. 2 of which, the plaques were rigged to burn the fucking house down. One of the plaques almost did, but accomplished at least burning the room with the fucking plaque in it, so they fucking assumed that when they found the second plaque, the first plaque is the one that fucking burned down the room. I fire Jean Hennessy. And magically, I get sanctioned on fucking DSS. So now, I only have a month or 2, not even, left. Matt is now living in a new place, up the fucking road, to get away from Daryl. And what happens magically then? Oh, look at this. Fucking Daryl, after me kicking the living shit out of fucking Daryl, because I got tired of him stealing my shit from my room. So I waited one day. I just waited. And fucking the minute he came through the door, I didn't even say nothing. I threw my fucking arm up, fucking covered his mouth, and kicked the living fucking piss out of fucking Daryl. But, you know, Timmy was like, well, I don't know what to do with you. I was like, listen here, Timmy. I'm like, because I like Timmy. I did. I was like, look, man, it's like, I was already sanctioned. I told him stop stealing. Timmy's like, I get it. He's like, just don't do it again, because then I got to get rid of you sooner. I'm already, you know, I'm already extending a little bit of fucking more so than I should. And I was like, yeah, good job, Tim. You know, whole fucking thing, really interesting, man. Timmy's dead, by the way, too. You know, so the point being is that Daryl moves into the same fucking house where fucking Matt is. So, round about this same time period, you know, in between, in and or, does not matter, and then I'm pretty sure this was before I got fucking sanctioned too. What's interesting is that I go to my cousin's wedding, and he's getting married into the fucking King family. And the day of the wedding, my cousin/nephew is basically trying to get me a fucking way to protect myself, which is a handgun. But I said to myself, I already got caught with a fucking handgun. I'm like, I'm not fucking trying to fucking get a second charge with a fucking handgun. And at the very precise moment of me signing the paper, legally buying the fucking gun, I said, I don't want the gun. You know what? Let's burn the fucking paperwork. I don't want the fucking gun. I never went out the fucking door with that gun. But you know what happened that night after the fucking wedding? And this is where it really gets interesting. I went to go back to Timmy's house, could not get through the fucking front door. And I went to Matt's house, where he was staying. 10 minutes, 15 minutes after I was, not even, 12 minutes, 12 fucking minutes probably after I was there. Drunk, wasted drunk. All of a sudden, there's cops at the fucking door. And even the cops were like, well, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. My nephew got married and this and that. They're like, and they were being as polite as possible because there was some really weird shit in their eyes. Like, and I say weird shit, I mean, it was like, what's really, like, they were really wondering what the fuck they were doing there. And it's in that part where it's really funny that they were like, we have to check you for a gun, okay? Don't make any sudden moves. We gotta check you for a gun. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what? I don't have no weapon on me. But they didn't say weapons. They didn't say knife or fucking, they were like, a gun. And then they said it again. And and you know, they just, and it was like, look, check me, man. There was no gun. And they were fucking pissed. Because on the way back, they were like, dude, we're not even bringing you in. We're not even going to bring you in for what? For what? And they let me out the fucking cop car. Thank God. That's what I mean about, like, it's just, yo, man. Wow, man. Wormy, scummy, fucking cunty, wormy, scummy, cunty, word me, fucking dog shit. When the fuck did it become dog eats dog is one thing. When dog shit starts eating dog, there is a fucking serious problem with that. So I find that real fucking interesting because that bar that I was working at with Frank, that, you know, Daryl ended up getting a job there. That bar, supposedly, and I was just told this today, that bar, Wellington's, if that's the place, burned down. So now I'm going to go look into when that fucking place burned down. Just like how funny it is that fucking, you know, the woman whose daughter they wanted me to kill because of those contracts, and them specifically going over how they wanted her house to burn down with as many as motherfuckers as I could get in there as possible. It's really funny that after I was given that optional optional, it's kind of funny how her house burned the fuck down. 5.5, 6 years later. Just as she's moving out, and just as I'm becoming homeless and she's becoming homeless, and fucking the whole situation was very, very interesting. Wow. You know, that's about the time that the fucking DSS put me in this fucking house where, you know, like, they had the low ceilings and the fucking, like, 5 or 6 fat black guys and fucking, and they were like, you know, it was just way too cramped of a space. And how, you know, I met this woman who's, like, talking to me about the rules around her place and how her son's allowed to fuck little girls and I'm not allowed to touch or talk to any girls, even though me and this kid are the same fucking age, pretty much. Turns out that she brings up Ariana's fucking name, this little Pop-Tart, and Jeanette McCurdy's name. Wow. One's a singer of some, gonna be a singer of some sort, but my son's allowed to touch them, but you're not even allowed to talk to them. My son can fucking play with them. You can't play with them. Don't even look at them. Wow, you fucking creepy, weird, old, fucking lady. And your creepy fucking son. And your fucking whole creepy situation. Didn't stay at that house fucking more than just that night out in my truck. And that goes back to fucking right before I ended up at Timmy Coleman's house. Wow. 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 Am I leaving out any other important fucking part of what is going down? What has went down? I gotta sit down. Gotta go get some coffee. Wow. So, I'm trying to just see if I mislooked anything. Other than, if you haven't figured it out now, it wasn't just an attack against the triads, which basically is the fucking military, which now they fucking really fucking must hate me, but I want you to look at the face of fucking who just fucking pulges from the goddamn fire